How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today I bring you a recap of my time at the American Priority Festival and Conference, also known as AntFest, that was held in Miami, Florida at the Trump Doral Resort. Now, this was a fantastic time. We had about 1,200 people there, give or take. People from all over the world, all over the country, different walks of life. Everybody's conservative. You know, everybody supports Trump. Everybody likes Trump. Everybody is there for a common purpose. It was great. I met so many people. I got a handful of business cards. It's interesting to see what everybody does for a living, how everybody got to Miami on that particular day. Very interesting. I met so many people, I can't even really name everybody, and I don't want to forget. If you want to see some of those that I met, check out my social medias in the description box below. But for now, I digress. I got to address the elephant in the room before I get into the great time that I had at AntFest. There's this thing, this hashtag floating around, Trump video. Apparently the New York Times were there, or they had a quote unquote mole there at the event, and they took a cell phone video of Trump superimposed into a movie scene. I'm not sure what the movie was. Is it Train Spotter? I don't know. But anyway, he was superimposed on the movie scene, and the guy in the movie is going around shooting everybody in the actual place they were at, John Wick style. And superimposed on the heads of those that were being shot was the logos of news organizations. Okay, so the headline from New York Times reads, as is on the screen, something about macabre, fake Trump video shows him shooting critics at his resort. So the New York Times are trying to frame it as if the actual conference had this on the main stage, 1,200 people saw it. It was sanctioned by the people that run AntFest. None of that is true at all. I was there. I can testify that nobody really saw this. Nobody was talking about it. If people saw this like on the main stage, it would have been a talk of the conference. I was there from Wednesday, which is earlier than the actual conference started, up until Sunday morning after the conference was over. So I was there the entire time. Nobody said anything about this. Why? Because it was played on one of the side rooms. You have the main stage where everybody speaks, like Trump Jr., Pastor Mark Burns, Joshua Firestein, Pastor Greg Locke, etc. They speak right there on the main stage. That's where everybody's at. That's where the majority of us are at. That's where the gala was happening and everything else at the end of the conference on Saturday night. But this particular video was played in one of the side rooms. They call them breakouts. So these are places where you may have some of the smaller people go and give like little workshops and talks and stuff like that. This was at some random, I think, meme exhibit that nobody even saw, really, except for, like I said, probably the person that was a mole for New York Times. And the video, we totally disavow it. Nobody, it didn't get to the people that run the actual show to approve, to show at the event. So it's nothing burger. But I digress. Let's get into the actual great time that I had at this event. Like I said, I got there on Wednesday. I'm early, and I'm just walking around talking to everybody that's already there. You know, I see my guys, Tom and Alex, that run the actual event, and they were really good to be able to talk to connect to. I met a lot of people that I did not know or that didn't know me, and we were able to connect and instantly hit it right on off. You know, from all ages, all walks of life. It was great. The Thursday is when the conference officially started. And this is when you had some really great panels. There was one panel, I'm not sure if it was Thursday or if it was Friday, but it was about Google and the whole tech oligarchy. It was kind of scary because they tell you things that they can do or things that they have information on. Like, you have a cell phone in your pocket all the time, right? Usually. In that cell phone, you have an accelerometer normally. You got an iPhone, any kind of modern phone, you have an accelerometer. It can detect your movement. From that accelerometer, they can get data that would tell you information about your health, okay? Because they have your gait. They can tell how you're walking, if you're walking slow, fast, are you limping, is it kind of awkward, are you wobbling? They can tell from your gait if you have a bad foot, if you have a heart problem, etc. So I thought that was pretty scary, but it was also kind of uplifting because you can fight against a lot of this invasion of your privacy on an everyday basis. So that was a great panel. There was also the comedy night with Terrence Williams. He did fantastic. There were other comics that came on stage, but Terrence Williams had the best set. I put that on my YouTube page if you want to check it out. Robert Davey, he sung Sinatra. He did pretty well. He got kind of upset because some of us were talking, but it was all right though. He did a pretty good job. He sang for quite a while, and then on Friday, this is when you had Trump Jr., Charlie Kirk, Matt Gaetz, a lot of people. I got a picture with Trump Jr. and his girlfriend Kimberly. That was great. Charlie Kirk did a great job. Matt Gaetz, he did fantastic. James O'Keefe did very well. He did excellent. This was in the morning talking about Project Veritas, his organization. He did a very good job. He gave us some exclusive information about the expose he has coming up. I think CNN is going to be the target. I didn't know who was going to be, getting exposed there, but he did say we have some more information coming up about a major news organization and a 3-letter agency in the government. So I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and get into it. Dinesh D'Souza, he was there. He did very well. It was a lot going on here, just a whole lot. The main thing that I was able to get from the first couple of days and throughout the entire event was the networking. I met a blind athlete who's also a motivational speaker. Fantastic. I met Andy No, spoke to him for a while. Imam of Peace, Brennan Straub, Walk Away, and so many others. And just regular everyday people like myself that knew who I was or didn't know who I was. I was able to talk to them, had dinner with quite a few of you guys. Everybody know who you are. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner with some people that I just met. It was a really refreshing experience because one thing about it that I got to mention here is that a lot of us feel kind of isolated. You can't really go outside with your Trump gear or any kind of conservative gear on. You can't talk about being a conservative or voting Republican. People don't really appreciate it too much. So it feels good to be in a more welcoming space. You understand? It really felt great to be there. It's like going to a safe zone, and everybody was super cool. Trump Jr. was pretty accessible as much as he can be. You got Secret Service right there. It was funny because I was in the restaurant talking to David Harris Jr., Pastor Mark Burns, and Derek Gradenigo. We're having like a lunch kind of meeting, and here comes Trump Jr. with Kim, and they say hello to us at our table. They go eat. Of course, you have Secret Service right there in tow. One guy is really enthusiastic that came from another part of the restaurant with his Trump hat on, and he approaches Trump Jr. and you see the Secret Service kind of like appear, like just randomly. Like before, they kind of like out of sight, but then when the guy came over, they just kind of appeared. So yes, there was tight security, but at the same time, he was pretty accessible. You could kind of come up to him, shake his hand to a certain extent, but overall, I mean, I had a very good time. A lot of great speakers, people that you see on Twitter all the time, Jack Posobiec and, Imam of Peace. They were all there. And everybody was super cool, super down to earth. No Hollywood stuff was going on. I just had a great time. This is only the second year of AmpFest doing this event. They had the first one, I think, in DC last year with max like 88 people, I think they said. This year you had 1,200. So I look forward to next year to see what they're going to come up with next. Who's going to be keynote? Who's going to be special guest? Where are they going to have it? How many people are going to be there? I had a great time. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Did you see any coverage from AMP on my social media or any other pages? How do you feel about the fake news story from New York Times? Do you think that it's legitimate? Am I wrong for calling it fake news? Because they did admit, when I say they, I mean my man Alex and Tom, who are running the whole show. They said that it was shown, but it was not shown on the main stage. Nobody supports that. We all condemn it. It was shown on some side room, and nobody really saw that. Is that explanation appropriate or not? How do you feel about events like this? Do we need more of them as conservatives? I say yes, because one thing that I saw at this event were people that were really excited to be there. They want more things like this. They want it in their local area. People travel all over the country to come to Miami. You had a lot of local Miami people, of course, but you also had people come from all over the country to be at this event. Not just the people that were invited, like myself and the actual speakers. You also had just regular Joes that came from all over to be here. I think you need to have more events like this all over the country that are for conservatives. The Trump rallies and everything, those are fantastic by themselves. But we need more to get enthusiasm up, and so everybody is able to feel comfortable being who they are and to meet others that are the same as them and to network. I did so much networking. I mean, there are so many things that I have coming down the pike, interview opportunities, movie opportunities. It's very hard to put into one video in a very short period of time, and I don't want to spoil anything by saying something I probably shouldn't say before it actually gets done. But that is all I got. So whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.